We are live. We are live. I have not been in a live feed for quite some time. I mean, we're literally talking weeks here, folks, because this man here has been busy making money, busy building homes, busy organizing international travel. There's not enough hours in the day, my friends. Mario Cedillo's in the house. I recognize that name. How are you? And so turned 21 today. Turned 21 today. Oh, I forgot to add the other 32 years. Actually, 53, right? But I feel 20. The kids ask me, Dad, how old did you turn today? 21. Turned 21 today. San Diego, right here, Pro Thomas Gibson in the house. Marco Morales, Jose Jimenez, Denise is in the house. Eustace in the house. Everybody is rolling and trickling in. I love it. I missed you guys. Haven't been doing live feeds for quite some time, and I figured, you know what? After all the people send me these amazing birthday wishes, I owe them a big, big thank you. I got to get online and say, hey, thank you for all those well wishes. You guys rock. You made my birthday. Jason Ward's in the house. Marco's a newbie, 2 weeks working on Lyft. Do share with us what those first 2 weeks have been like. Are you making this? Right? That's the most important thing here, is that you are being rewarded for your hard work. Aaron's in the house. We got Craig, Private Platinum in the house. We got Jose Contreras Pacoima in the house. Feliz cumpleaños. Muchas gracias, Jose. Thank you, my friend. Now, I also want to give a shout out to a gentleman, and I'm going to make a standalone video because, you know, I had a guy reach out to me and said, you know what, Rideshare Professor, you know, appreciate the fact that you're pushing for safety. Thomas, thank you very much. Smacks down $5. I'm going to go and buy myself a margarita. I'm going to buy myself a birthday margarita. High five, great success. Jose Jimenez says, last night I saw a new delivery driver. He picked up 2 orders from some restaurant, 6 miles, total earnings $5. You can't survive on $5, dude. What are you going to do with $5? Seriously, what are you going to do? That's like half a hamburger. Rideshare Road Warrior, Rick in the house. Happy birthday, he says. Thank you. Yeah. He says, was the 20th, turned 71, going on 27. You turned 71? Dude, you look phenomenal for 71. I salute you. Good genes. Denise says, hit that like button, baby. Smash it. Yeah, we have 19 peeps in the house, and we have 5 likes. So smash that like button. Anyway, back to this driver who said, listen, I've been working on something for quite some time. May I send you, you know, my product, right? Because I think it will keep drivers safe. And I said, listen, anything you design, right? Firstly, hopefully you went out and got a patent on it. He did. So he's one step ahead. I said, yeah, send it to me and I'll promote it. So I will make a standalone video, because I feel like as simple as this device is, it could save lives. So, you know, you guys know I have 5 kids. So I said to my daughter, hey, jump in the car. I want to take a picture of you with the device. And here it is. Here it is. Guys, here it is. There's my daughter. And what she's holding there, ladies and gentlemen, what is she holding? It's called a quick stick, right? And you see those 2 white squares underneath the quick stick? Well, firstly, there's the license plate, right? There's the license plate, and you hold it out. And at night, you have the ability to change the colors, green, red, blue. You could say, hey, the guy's calling you, hey, I got the sign out, green light, can you see me? So they can see, okay, that number plate on my app matches the sign, right? And that's my daughter Gwen there holding up the sign, right? And I think it is just so simple and so smart. So I said to this gentleman, I think his name's Hans, I said, hey, I'm going to make a video because I think this device can go to places. It's got your license, they can check. And remember, I made a video about Sammy's Law, you know, the sweet student that died in North Carolina, I believe it was. And then they introduced Sammy's Law, where they request that the driver identify themselves by the picture, the number plate, etc., etc. Well, it's got to work both ways. And that's my only message to the father and to the mother that lost their child. We want to support you with Sammy's Law, but it's got to be a two-way street, right? It's like, it's not, they lost their daughter because a fake driver killed their daughter, right? And that's not the typical driver. The typical driver is here to keep you safe, take you from A to B, right? So we have our picture, we have our name out there, and we sort of expect the same, a real name, you know, not like the other day, there's the person on the app and it said, oh, are you picking up slut or are you picking up monkey, right? Who's monkey and who's slut? I don't know who they are, no picture, right? So we want real names, we want photos, and we want to know what we're getting into. I mean, if we're giving you all of this and say, hey, this is, here I am, and here's my sign, and here's the card, all matches up, the credentials on your end have to also match up with our trip, right? It's a two-way street, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Figueroa says, herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Geburtstag, Thorsten, which is German, means happy birthday, Thorsten. Paul, I appreciate you, brother. Cool, Genuine Phil is in the house. Ariel Alvarez is in the house. Rideshare Road Warrior Rick, Denise, yes. Dane Fink is in the house. He says, one of my business clients is flying into LAX tomorrow evening. Do you want to intercept the client? I believe I have already responded to you, Dane Fink. You've got to check your messages and you've got to communicate, right? If you want to be in that business, we've got to communicate. I already sent you my info and my response. I never heard back from you. So first impression counts. Now you're saying another client's, but you haven't even responded to the first client. So I'm all about, sorry, that's just the Euro in me. It's got to be boom, 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 right? But fake names, no rides. Exactly. Cool, Genuine Phil, fake names, no rides. But what do you guys think? So I'm going to make a video of that, the quick stick, and these two little things at the bottom, those little squares. Well, those are lights that light up at night. Luis Cabada's in the house. That sign would do great here. San Francisco. Feliz cumpleaños. Cumpleaños. Love the videos. Luis, thank you for being part of my channel. And guys, we've got 35 people in the house. We've got 17 likes. Smash that like button. A few things that I want to cover tonight. Find it rather surprising. We're gonna talk about ways to avoid these scams, but this here struck me, right? Toronto, now this could be LA, this could be Detroit, this could be Salt Lake City, could soon force Uber and Lyft drivers to complete special training. Like, okay, what type of special training do we need? I mean, do we need self-defense training? Do we need driving training? No, we got our driver's license already. What type of rideshare training do we need? Usually, when newbies start in this business, the training that you get is you go out and you watch video after video, you watch YouTuber after YouTuber, you go to the Facebook groups and you learn all the ins and outs, just like you and I did, right? We went out there and gained all that knowledge from all these little places. And you know what? In my eyes, and I'm sure in many thousands and thousands of you, that was our special training. But like, what do they mean that we need special training as an Uber and Lyft driver? I mean, will this have a ripple effect? Does it mean now, okay, other cities are going to adapt the special training, right? We'll talk about that as well. So we've got one Spider Jerusalem in the house. As once I moved up from driving X, the passenger got a less scary. Let me tell you something, and not, I don't like to judge people, right? I don't really like to point fingers, but I will tell you that moving up from X to XL, ask Paul Figueroa, ask Thomas Gibson, who are in the house right now, right? You see a major difference in clientele. You know, not maybe the drunk college kids anymore, because these people, why they're paying more for more, you know, comfort, bigger vehicles. And then you go from that XL division up to SUV. Could be a Suburban, could be the new Cadillac. And watch the difference of the caliber of the rider change from X to XL and from XL to SUV. Watch the difference. I would argue all day long that between the lowest category X, which is busy, which makes money if you do a lot of trips, no judgment there. Person has a Prius and you're driving X and you're making good money, no judgment. I'm purely talking about the quality of the rider. And I'll tell you, the safety level down here is very different to the safety level up here. For example, you have a pool ride, two crazies sharing a price, and you have a CEO in this car. Guess where it's more safe, right? So take that into consideration. A, the money, right? That's what we're chasing here, the bucks, the dollars. And then secondly, well, it should be first the safety, then the money, right? Because the money ain't going to follow if the safety is not there. So the question is, do you want to step out of that platform and try something new? By the way, I cover that in great extent at the ridesharedrivingschool.com, and I've never ever seen so many signups for people that want to branch out, go into the limousine service, start their fleets. I mean, crazy busy how much time I'm actually spending on the phone with people, training them up to be in those categories. So if that's something you like, talk to me, right? Talk to me. Private Platinum says it's big. Private Platinum says month because of the number of passengers on Black versus SUV, they refuse to pay out. We need to speak because it's illegal and against the community guidelines. 100%, right? Spider Jerusalem says my market is Vegas and I'm debating moving up to SUV. In Vegas, you're going to be busy in all categories, right? I mean, if you have people coming in, bachelor parties, conferences, business events, every single category is going to be busy. You're going to have all these different types of hotels. You know, booking into the Cosmopolitan or the Wynn or the Venetian, the prices are very different to, for example, Circus or New York in Vegas. And hence, you will see specific cars more frequently at Circus, for example, UberX, or at New York, UberX. You might also see Uber XL, where there are a lot of young people pooled together. Or you might see a luxury limo or an SUV or a Mercedes S550 or an X7 or a Suburban or an Escalade pull up to the Wynn Hotel or to the Cosmopolitan. So you cannot go wrong in Vegas. I got a lot of friends out there, a lot of rideshare friends, visited a lot of friends, and I've probably done over 300 videos in Vegas. In fact, I filmed every single one of the hotels, from the lowest budget hotel, right, to the most exclusive hotel. I filmed them all. I spent several days in Vegas showing newbies how to handle all of these hotels. It was close on to 300 videos. They're online, right? And they're getting a lot of traffic. And what do I do with those peripheral websites? I funnel them all into the Rideshare Professor channel. So yeah, I've got a lot of Vegas friends. I love that crowd. If I go through there, I meet up with drivers. Roy Watkiss, Scott Tucker used to be there. Scott Tucker and I met at the Mandarin Hotel when I was up there last time to bring up COVID. So my homies there, my friends, my rideshare family in Vegas is strong, and I support them relentlessly with class action lawsuits, whatever I can do for the Vegas crowd, any crowd, Arizona crowd, the Florida crowd, the Texas crowd. You have my email and my number under every video. Reach out. Send me those screenshots. Right? If there's something you're unhappy about, if they're mistreating you in a market, if they have deactivated you, send me your story, right? So Jose says, Feliz cumpleaños, happy birthday. Muchas gracias, Jose. Appreciate it. You know, I truly, truly don't feel 53. I can tell you, I do not feel 53. And my son, 14-year-old, Dad, how old did you turn? I said, I turned 53. He said, dude, you don't act 53. You act like a kid like us. And let me give you some advice, right? And I don't even have to give you this advice. You already know this, right? Connect with your children on a child level. Be a child. Let your inner child shine through, right? Don't get all old and crusty in your ways and get so disconnected from your children. Always get down to the level. Always be a child. Always bring that inner child, that youthful child out in you, right? So that you enjoy life, that you enjoy those quality hours with your kids. Because guess what? They grow up quickly and then they move on to college or they go to the army. And, you know, so every hour you can spend with your kids, be a child, be a kid with them, right? That's what I do. So that is how I think I stay youthful. That is how my kids and I have fun. My wife and I have fun. Celebrated a little bit tonight. We're going to have a big party on Saturday. And stay young, my friends. Keep yourself fit, eat well, and let that inner child shine through. Cool, Genuine Full says, damn, you're the same age as me, but I say I'm 35. If you're 35, I'm 21, plus 32, actually. So Denise says, any other female drivers in here? Raise your hand. I'm curious. Are there any other female drivers in the room right now? Raise your hand. Right. What market are you in, Denise? What market? What city do you drive in? Stephen Hines says, turn 54 on Saturday. Wow. So, Stephen, you're exactly a year older than I am. Phil D says, people rarely guess my age correctly. Do what you love doing and you'll stay young. I love it. And Phil, please do share with us, how old are you? Right? Which is great. So if people, you know, let's say you're 55 and people are guessing your age is 40. Well, that's a huge compliment. I mean, women love to hear from someone, wow, you look 30. And maybe meanwhile she's 42. But she stayed youthful. She's taking care of herself, right? So please, in this game, when you're spending these hours in the car, firstly, A, don't smoke, right? It's going to leave this lingering, terrible smell, which is going to get you a lot of 1 or 2 star ratings. But stay healthy. And don't operate Burger King to In-N-Out to McDonald's. That's not the lifestyle. Make sure you do your stretches, your exercises, and once in a while you can have some cheating food, right? You can have a quick In-N-Out or you know, some fast food. But try and prepare meals, drink a lot of water and good supplements and a lot of love, a lot of, you know, just quality hours with your kids. And I think you'll stay youthful, right? Glenn L's in the house. Brisbane, Australia. I love it. I love it. We've got people from let's welcome Australia to the house. I guess you're about 15 hours ahead. So you must be sometime in the morning over there, right, Glenn? Alex with an R in the middle says, happy beer day. Bottoms up, beer day. Okay, I'll take that. I'll have a beer day. HLT Junior in the house, like Chuck, because my state doesn't have the rental program. Any advice? That's sad that you don't have the rental program, but I mean, you could still reach out to companies like Turo or Hire Car, right? You may not have the Hertz rental program, which they reintroduced. You may not have the Uber or Lyft rental program, but there are other companies out there that do rent vehicles. You're going to rent them from private individuals, right? I lease out these vehicles specifically in the SUV category, but I'm in a city in LA where there's so much competition. There's so much to choose from. There's so many rentals to choose from. Unfortunately, right now, everything is very, very, very expensive. The rental prices have gone up. To try and get your hand on an SUV or so, if you want to buy it, forget about it. It's 20% over sticker price. Still the chip shortages, and apparently that's supposed to last for a whole another year. So the car prices are not coming down. Bad time to buy, right? Even a bad time to rent, because all the rental companies are taking advantage of it. Great for interest rates, great for housing interest rates, car interest rates, but the sticker prices are too high, folks. If you can, find a car at an auction, police auction, public auction, dealership auction, but walking into a dealership, they are going to undress you. They're going to charge you premium dollars. Now, I have two high-end clients in Hidden Hills. Sold the house to Madonna for $25 million, right? They closed escrow today. They celebrated champagne. I took them out partying yesterday. They have a G-Wagon. So they moved to the East Coast. They bought a house in the Hamptons in New York. And they have a G-Wagon, a used G-Wagon, right? Which was about $125,000. A used one. It's got mileage on it, right? Now, Mercedes announced that they won't have that G-Wagon for the next 2.5 years because of these shortages. So people are offering them double, $250,000 for the G-Wagon. $250,000 for the G-Wagon, right? I'm going to offload my Jeep, my 4x4 Jeep. I have a Wrangler Jeep, a really nice one, for double the price, right? So if you have any spare cars, just listen up, my friends. Raphael, I welcome you. IQ Boys in the house. I'm still deactivated. What a relief. That's the first person that I heard say I'm deactivated. What a relief, which means you're not going back, and maybe you're happy with the fact that you're not going back. Douglas M's in the house. He says, I'm 64. I don't look my age. Stay active. Keep it moving. Love that attitude. I want that same attitude when I'm 64. So what I was saying is, if you have a spare car parked around in the garage, in the driveway that you are not using, that you can unload it now for almost double the price. Hold that money and buy another car when the market prices become realistic again. Now is the time to offload any vehicle that you don't need. At the same time, now is not the time to buy a new car. Now, I want to go through this article quickly here, my friends. So serving as a driver for Uber or Lyft has proven to be quite the successful side hustle or even full-time job for many in Toronto, especially during the pandemic lockdown, when unemployment numbers rose. But the gig will soon be harder to pick up as the city is once again planning to introduce mandatory in-person road training for rideshare app drivers. Listen to that. Mandatory in-person road training for rideshare app drivers. Imagine they introduce that to the United States or Australia or to South Africa. So you have to go through a whole training program before you can rideshare, right? This is what they're doing in Toronto now. Before they can acquire or renew their vehicle for higher licenses. It's been something council has been considering for years and has actually already passed a bylaw for, but full implementation was deferred due to the health crisis, right? Currently, the city's website states that taxi and limo drivers need a vehicle for hire driver's license and must show proof of the completion of a third-party training program, right? So I saw the word, it says that Travis G scam is bigger now than it's ever been. Mostly they originate from foreign countries, but there are a few in the States. We're going to talk about those scams just now, We're going to talk about them and how you can address them, right? So Moonlight Reverie says, I'm going to sue a passenger for false allegations and subpoena Uber for the information. 100%. 100%. You're doing it the right way. So if you are costing me my job because and I can prove that you are lying, then you sue the company and you subpoena those documents. Now you are thinking the way I like to think, right? Or the way I want you to think. So 100% issue those subpoenas. You can issue subpoenas even through a small claims, right? So if you want to sue the guy for $10,000, file the papers on Uber, subpoena that individual's. This is how you do it. You want to know? You can either go to small claims, right? Or if you want to go after that driver, which is a smart idea, file a superior court case. Either it's got to be over $25,000 in damages in California. Under $25,000, you usually go for a small claims, up to $10,000. Force Uber to give you that driver's details. You have the proof that that rider put you in the situation and cost you your job. You're out of a job and you're losing money. You take them straight to the superior court. That's it. What are they going to hide behind? You have all the evidence. You got the dash cam, Your Honor. This person cost me my job by lying to the company. Hold them responsible. I love your attitude. Moonlight Reveries, if I can help you with that, I'll help you. Now, very often, if I don't know something legal, I've got 2 or 3 paralegals that I can call up, get some advice. And then I also have a large portfolio of really, really good attorneys that I tap into, right? So I'm all about the law. I'm all about holding these assholes and this executive trash responsible, the company responsible. And if you're going to cost any of these hardworking drivers money, sue the bastards. Sue the bastards. Don't wait. Glenn says, hopefully they do require in-person training, but it better include towards doing self-defense training. Big one. You know, that's a huge part of this job, is that people need to get more prepared on how to handle these crazy situations. How do I handle carjackings? How do I handle assaults? How do I handle attacks from the back seat? You know, how do I diffuse situations before they escalate? All of that has to be part of the training. Very, very good point you just brought up there, right? Rideshare Road Warrior X says Turo does not rent for rideshare because of insurance not being in driver's name, only a blanket policy. Okay, so that's changed. So if you want to ask anybody about rentals, you ask Road Warrior Rick. He has tried them all out, so I trust him on that. Douglas M says dash cams is the way to go because that protects you from false allegations. The best dash cam on the market by far. I don't think there's any other better one out there, but the Vantrue N4, right? 360 degree, captures all the moving things around you. There's your evidence. Your Honor, this rider made the following allegation against me. It cost me my job. I'm right now out of pocket $8,400 because the company is so overwhelmed and cannot act. I want these damages from the rider who made these false reports. Your Honor, I submit all the evidence. Here it is, right? You got that chip. You got that like flash card. It's all on there. You can run that evidence in court. Let the judge see how that person misrepresented the driver in front of the company. The judge will side with you all day long. That rider, he or she, pay me the money, right? You owe me money, dear rider, because you flat out lied. This is what you want to go and collect, right? You want to collect preferably these blue ones from the rider, but, you know, piles and piles of these ones are also fine. So make sure you go out and get your damages, right? Now, you know, let me just say something about the ride share camera, the one where they have a monthly subscription. They are now coming out with their 2.0 technology. The first round that they had, there were some complaints that the tablets were too big, but the CEO of that company basically contacted me after a lot of good driver feedback, and their latest technology is off the charts. It sticks on the dashboards. It's much smaller. They've brought out a lot of features. They want me to talk about that. Right now, I have deals with dash cam companies, right? This is one of my sponsors. So I definitely push dash cams. I don't care what dash cam. Just go out and get a dash cam. I'm not saying go out and get a Vantrue one because it happens to be my sponsor. Go out and get what you can afford or what you want to. But safety is something where you don't save money on. You're spending it on you. You're spending it on your safety, right? So this is about you. Whatever you put into this dollar-wise is for your safety. Now, if Display Ride, the sponsor, comes to me and says, hey, we want to do a sponsorship thing with you, then I will talk about, all their latest technology. But I'm not like a free advertising board for these companies. I don't just go out and advertise for free. I handpick the services and the products that I believe will work. And if you are willing to pay my sponsorship fees, my YouTube fees, like the people from Vantrue, they're definitely not stingy, then I will promote your product. If I believe in it, if I feel like, hey, this is worthwhile endorsing. Mark Roughton in the house. Happy birthday, he says. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I turned 21 plus 32 today. Eustace Lewis says, make sure you register your dash cam with Uber and it shows up on your profile so your passengers see that you have a dash cam camera. Right. So good point. Very good point. So you register that dash cam with Uber. The passengers see that you have a dash cam. Maybe that's the deterrent right there, right? But then again, how intrusive is Uber into your life? I mean, I'm going to give you an example. I made a video 3 days ago about Amazon. They brought out these AI cameras, for their drivers, artificial intelligence, and they were grading the drivers, fair, good, bad, excellent, right? Grading them based on their driving style. And the one thing where the driver got dinged is when they were watching the side mirrors too much. I made a video about that. I just found it disgusting that Jeff Bezos was monitoring these drivers and putting them to categories fair, bad, good, because the dash cam, the AI dash cam that they installed in these trucks is monitoring them and possibly punishing them because they are looking into the mirrors too often. Well, hang on. We don't want to end up like Dara Khosrowshahi, right? So safety first. You look left, you look right. You want to make sure that you know what's happening around you. There's a car speeding down this lane. You don't want to end up like Dara Khosrowshahi, right? So Jeff Bezos, shame on you that you actually gather that information and then hold it against the driver. That's the only thing I worry about with these dash cams when you register them, whether with Uber or Lyft. Tom Fraser is starting to get exhausted with all the Uber BS and customer BS and delivery BS. I'm starting to do the math and realize it's costing me money to make Dara his money. So Tom Frey, I have a great bit of advice for you, because what you say is true, right? No doubt about it, right? If you have the car and you've put the money in and you want the return, you got to fly solo. You got to be your own boss. That means whatever state you're in, you go and apply for your livery license. In California, you call it a TCP license, or a TNC on the East Coast, whatever it is. Go and apply for your license. California, spend anywhere from $800 to $1,200, and then you start recruiting your own private clients so that you put 100% of the proceeds in your own pocket, right? So you don't have to answer to the BS of those customers, those Uber and Lyft customers, but you become your own king. You control your destiny. You are actually a true independent contractor, right? You're not the independent contractor that Uber and Lyft brand you as, because you're not under them. You're not a true independent contractor. True independent contractors set their own rates. True independent contractors decide, do I drive you to that destination or don't I drive you there? You know what? Sorry, not going to happen, right? So you become your own boss, whether they want to call you a private chauffeur, whether they want to call you a limo driver, whether they want to call you a fleet operator, but you become your own boss and you're putting 100% of your proceeds in your own pocket, right? So something to think about. Also something to think about, and I'm going to throw it out there, my URL, because I've never signed up as many people as I have in the last 3 months at Rideshare Driving School. All of these people just shows me, say, why did you join? What are your plans? What is your future? What are your ambitions? I want to go out and start my own company because I am sick and tired of the Uber and Lyft BS. I want to become my own boss. Cool, let's talk, right? So, Eustace says that is correct way for people to drive. That is how commercial drivers are trained to drive. Okay. Spider Jerusalem says Jeff Bezos is our reality is Dr. Evil. The guy's a piece of crap. Jeff Bezos is truly a stingy piece of crap, exploiting people, exploiting his drivers, manipulating his drivers, extracting every ounce, every grain, every cent for his own personal benefit at the cost of these families. He's a piece of shit. I have to say it as it is, Jeff. You are a piece of human trash. Just like Gara, just like Logan, just like John Zimmer, just like Tony Zhu, just like Apurva Mehta. That is executive trash. Those are not humans. Those are people, egomaniacs. Greed has taken over. You never want to be that type of human. They have to get security entourages. They have to pay for security because people are after them every single day. Do you want to live a life like that? That's not the way to live, my friends. You've got all the money in the world, but you're constantly watching your back. You're constantly worrying that somebody might just pop you around the corner. I don't want to live like that. San Diego Rideshare Pro, let's update your school program. Well, I know what Thomas wants to do. So I've been talking with Thomas Gibson because I think he's the perfect fit, and with Dave, the Uber slave, who is a phenomenal filmmaker, editor. And we will, when the timing's right, just super busy at the moment, we are bringing out a course called The Private Chauffeur, the creme de la creme. How to become the best of the best, how to attract the best, how to attract the most money. Right, Thomas? With you. And the sooner you divorce yourself from this guy, right? This Dara Khosrowshahi guy, we already dethroned him. We already stole his throne, and he's shaking, and he had a big strike against him. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate you. We had a huge strike worldwide today on my birthday, September the 28th, against this company, right? Because people are not tolerating this BS. Right, Dara? They're not tolerating your BS. Enough said on that one. So I want to finish this article off and the next article because I got to be up again at 4:30 a.m. every single day. On the weekend, I drove from 3 a.m. in the morning till 1 a.m. the following day, 22 hours. It was one of my biggest money days in all the years, 22 hours. It's private client after homecoming. It was crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, and a new motion going to council next week will request a halt on issuing all new licenses for vehicles for hire and private transportation companies until a proper training program is finally in place. So it doesn't sound like their training program is in place, right, in Toronto, but that's what they want. That's what the official wants. A move that comes after Uber and the city was sued. Spider Jerusalem, high five, great success. Thank you. Well, if I'm going to stick it with this, going true independent is what I want. Thanks for taking a bunch of my questions. And please do reach out to me. Please reach out and have that conversation with me. You know, honestly, not just in the United States, but worldwide, I've helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not close to 1,000 or over 1,000 drivers start their own limousine company. I give them the best referrals. I tell them where to save the money. I tell them where not to spend the money, where to apply your energy and your efforts, and build it out. It's a formula, whether you're in New Orleans, whether you're in Houston, Texas, whether you're in Vegas, whether you're in Los Angeles, it's the same formula. Whether you're in Brisbane, Australia, whether you're in Berlin, Germany, it's a formula. You apply the formula and you put in the hours. Input equals output, right? You can't just sit there and like, oh my God, the business is going to come. No, you've got to actually actively follow these steps that I put out there. And thank you, Spider Jerusalem. Thank you, Thomas, my friend, the Rideshare Pro. So this here, they want a proof of a completion of a third-party training program. And a new motion going to council next week will request a halt on issuing all new licenses for vehicle for hire and private transportation company drivers until a proper training program is finally in place. A move that comes after Uber and the city were sued for the death of a 28-year-old last year when his Uber driver pulled over to remount his GPS. So the driver pulled over to remount the GPS to arrange things on the dash, and boom, was killed. So now the city says, hang on, that driver was not properly trained. That person shouldn't have died. City got sued, Uber got sued. Now they need a training program. Maybe, I'm just saying, maybe this will happen in multiple cities, maybe not just in Toronto. Both Uber and Lyft said in statements to CTV News that they fully support mandatory road training in the city in the interest of public safety. Now, if Uber and Lyft had to implement those programs worldwide, their tone would change. The only reason why they're sucking up to Toronto is because they don't want to lose their license. So they say, oh, we fully support mandatory road training in the city in the interest of public safety. Now, if Rio de Janeiro, if Cape Town, South Africa, if Tokyo, Japan, if Vancouver, if every single city demanded that from you, you'd say, oh, you know what, it's just a little bit too costly. You're asking too much. Now we need to get our army of attorneys out. I know how the scum works, ladies and gentlemen, right? So this person here tweets, oh, I'm not shocked. Just because you have a phone and a car doesn't make you a professional driver. Seriously, just garbage service. Well, that comes from a rider, right? And as a driver, we can actually return the compliment because there's a lot of garbage riders out there. So this is how one person here, we could actually tweet him and educate this guy how it really works. But he says, I'm not shocked. Just because you have a phone and a car doesn't make you a professional driver. Seriously, just garbage service, right? So apparently our garbage service gets you home when your drunk ass enjoy life, and I'm talking to you directly. When your drunk ass comes out of a pub in Toronto and you're stumbling in the street and almost get run over by a car, we pull up and bring you home safe. Oh, so our garbage service actually saved your life, right? It's interesting how quickly some people are fast to judge the drivers, but they don't look in the mirror first, right? In other Canadian locales such as BC, British Columbia, taxi and rideshare drivers are required to have a Class 4 license, for which they must take both a knowledge and road test. Interesting, right? And many Toronto taxi companies, such as Beck Taxi, have for years required new hires to either complete training through the city or through a college program, such as Centennial's Taxi 100 course. Meanwhile, more than 40,000 vehicle for hire licenses have been issued in Toronto without the proper training since the new bylaw was passed. Something the city has said was an interim solution for drivers to stay licensed throughout COVID-19. So we shall see. We shall see what they adapt. We shall see what they do there. But I think this is going to follow in many, many cities. We have 44 people in the house. We have 44 likes. I love it. Thank you. 100%. San Diego rideshare post is absolutely not garbage service. What a fool. And that's just a very short-sighted rider that tweets that out and actually forgets that we saved his ass on many occasions when he had 5 glasses of wine too many, or when his girlfriend stumbled out the restaurant with him and they were drunk together and we drove their ass home, right? And so I hope he swallows those words, because I can tell you what, this is not a garbage service which we provide. We work hard. We have a lot of responsibilities. We deal with a lot of safety problems that we have to handle. The companies are not putting the checks and balances in place for us to keep us safe. So we have a lot on our shoulders. We have a lot of responsibilities. We have a lot of overheads. We have a lot of costs, right? So I would be very, very careful if you go out there and brand a driver as a garbage service. I personally take offense to that, right? So that's that. Now, let's look at this, and I'm going to wrap it up and then hit the pillow, because I am tired. Been working since early in the morning. I won't be beat, as there says LMAO. Uber itself is the biggest scam to begin with. Mohammed Khalil, greetings, Professor. Everything's great. Had a great birthday, celebrating with the fam. All good. Louis Cabada says the Smith driving system is about knowing your exits, watching up ahead. I know every second, know what's beside me. Good. So you're completely on top of it, right? Mohammed says, in my early days of driving for Uber, rider told me drivers are angels saving drunk people from accidents. You're absolutely right. I won't be beat says too much loads on drivers' shoulders for very little Uber money. 100% correct. Spirit 360 says, salute, I got deactivated because of my son. Got to court on October the 4th, but Uber was fast to deactivate me. But it's okay to get killed or hurt while driving for Uber. Not sure if I'm able to drive. Well, hopefully you sue the bastards. Hopefully you connect. Thomas smashes down another 2. Crazy, crazy. Thomas, we need to make more of those videos. You know what I'm talking about, right? I like your thinking there. I like that picture that you sent me, because that was a good movement we started there. We've got to add some steroids to that and make some more dineros. Yeah, we saved drunks $10,000 in jail time. Thank you. It's so true what he says there. Cool, General Phil. We literally saving them a DUI. We literally saving them 10K in legal fees, right? And we save them from ending up in the jail cell. Because if you go out there as a drunk, boom, you kill a person. You might end up in jail for 10, 15 years for murder, right? We stop that. So you have the audacity, you have the effing cheek to call us garbage service, where we are saving you $10,000 and jail time. 100% correct, right? But they don't think that far. Some people don't think that far. They're not that advanced. Night Rider of the O-Town, we save their life or another person they might kill. One, thank you. Even like not only our own life, but then that other person that they smash into and kill. And maybe a child, maybe a teenager. So don't ever refer to us as garbage service. because whoever that guy at Twitter, step up, baby. You need a good knocking. By the way, did anybody see that Anthony Joshua Alexander Usyk fight? Did anybody see that? That was world class. World class 12-round fight. Watch it. Usyk versus Joshua. World class boxing fight. It was superb. And my South African friend Tabiso Mshuno fought Usyk at the Forum in LA. We were there, front seats. We watched it. And he gave Usyk a good, in the cruiserweight division, a good pounding. But he lost. That Usyk is a different beast. He's an Olympic medalist. He's a beast. He's come from cruiserweight to heavyweight. And now he holds three of the four heavyweight titles. Anyone that wants to get the heavyweight belt now has to go through Usyk, not through Joshua anymore, right? Not through Tyson Fury, not through Wilder, but they have to go through Usyk. Usyk, get ready. Your big paydays are ahead. It was great. World Databases, October 9th, will be better. Fury versus Wilder. I don't think that the Fury versus Wilder fight could remotely match that Joshua versus Usyk fight. Usyk picked Joshua apart. So here's how to spot sophisticated rideshare schemes carried out by drivers and passengers. So these are sophisticated rideshare schemes carried out by drivers and passengers. Let's just go through this quickly. Ride sharing involves someone traveling in a private vehicle driven by the owner, often arranged through a website or app. Think of them like a car share you pay for. Rideshare companies like Uber and Lyft are popular and widely available ways for people to get around. We know that. However, whether you use them often, are considering booking your first trip, or thinking about becoming a driver, there are some crucial things to do to reduce your chances of being a rideshare scheme victim. Number one, beware of requests that need urgent attention. The well-known so-called grandparent scam targets older people and involves a criminal posing as a relative and requiring money right away. Perhaps they're in jail or stranded abroad. Initially, this trick had victims wire money or send gift cards. However, the US Federal Trade Commission recently warns that people may now come to the door to get the money directly. Shame on them. Law enforcement officials familiar with this problem confirmed that perpetrators sometimes send rideshare drivers or couriers to retrieve the cash. Can you believe that? They send rideshare drivers or couriers to retrieve the cash. The cash. This example shows that the wrongdoing may not center on transportation, but it's still a type of scam in which, for instance, Uber drivers are used. If you get a frantic phone call from a supposed relative in distress, take a deep breath and think carefully before acting. One option is to call someone you and the relative both know to confirm the situation, although the person on the other end of the line will probably demand secrecy. If you're a driver, consider declining seemingly strange ride requests, such as those with no destination. Interesting. Have you ever had one of those? Number two, take a picture of the car's backseat area before leaving. Take a picture of the car's backseat area before leaving. Now, this is probably a warning to the riders. Let's read. Another quick tip is to snap a photo of the car's interior where you've sat during a trip before departing the vehicle. That's because some unscrupulous drivers claim riders soiled in the car with bodily fluids when they left it clean. Sometimes it helps to take a picture beforehand too, especially if you notice a stain or mark. Now, I have some news for this writer. I can tell you, more often it's the other way around, right? Us trying to get our money back for bodily fluids because these guys BS'd Uber and Lyft and said, oh, we made that stuff up, right? They vomited in our car. They were sick in our car. The way this writer is approaching drivers, talking about drivers, I think they need to revise their article because they're not 100% on the money here. Other versions include people getting billed for scratches or animal droppings despite not causing those issues. Really. Steve got caught in his Lyft scam after he and a group had an uneventful trip home from a comedy club. He learned that the rideshare company deducted $150 from his account after getting a call from his bank. The driver provided a photo of the supposed issue and claimed it was vomit. Now, Steve, I don't know you, but you were out at a comedy club. You'd probably been drinking. You were with a couple of people in his car. How do we know that maybe one of your buddies vomited in the car and that you were supposed to pay that $150 and then you're turning that story against the driver? Just saying. However, the picture had a geotag from somewhere other than where the trip occurred. Steve clarified with Lyft that no one in his party got ill or threw up, but took the problem up with local news after feeling like he was getting anywhere. Wasn't getting anywhere. Eventually, Lyft deactivated the driver's account and gave Steve a full refund. Wow. In another case, college student Bia used Lyft to get to her internship, which usually costs about $6. However, she later got a notification about a $100 damage fee for an alleged blood stain. McLaughlin noticed it was getting into the car and said it looked like spilled juice. She reached out to Lyft, but the company insisted on the fine until being contacted by reporters led to a refund for about half the amount. Number 3. World Database is in the house. Thank you. Smash that LA rideshare. Also get people to work who can't afford a car. That's correct. Please smash the like button. Thank you so much. Number 3, be suspicious of requests for personal details. Now, Uber and Lyft never phone you. Never, ever, ever give up your phone number, your email, your password, your name, your credentials, because they'll never, ever contact you. So this is number 3 as well. I'd say be very careful. Be suspicious of requests for personal details. Many people see driving for companies like Uber and Lyft as a way to make some steady money on the side. Rideshare drivers may get certain assurances depending on where they live. For example, when Proposition 22 passed in California, companies had to pay drivers at least 120% of the minimum wage, but could still classify the workers as independent contractors. Drivers are sometimes victims of rideshare schemes attempts too. FBI officials in Oregon alerted the public about a trick involving a worker who heard he was a great driver and would receive a $250 bonus. The driver believed the person was from his company since the contact came from the rideshare app workers use. However, after requests for his application, credentials, bank details, and other personal information, the driver became aware of the scam and immediately contacted his financial institution about it. If you receive any similar communications, be aware of the allure of free money. There's no such thing as free money, folks. After all, a rideshare company should not need you to provide details again because you've already done that when you signed up. So don't give anyone this information. San Diego Rideshare Pro, I always take multiple photos when riders throw up in my car. 150 payout is common. Exactly. Get the evidence. If they're throwing up, take a picture of them. Take a video. Video the person throwing up in your car. No denying, dude. You threw up in my car. Here is the video of you vomiting all over my car. Pay up. $150, right? We have to deal with that stink. We have to, you throw up in our car, our night is done. You know how much money you're losing? You're losing more than $150. So Andrew Nelson says, want some great cleaning videos? Check out Chris Fix on YouTube. I like it. Great, great recommendation. Thank you. I'll check him out. Yeah, video is better. Rideshare Warrior says video is better. You know, if somebody throws up in your car, you have them on video. I'm telling you, if it's a Saturday night, you are losing money. You know, your $150 ain't going to cover it. You have to deal with the smell. You have to get the car cleaned the next day professionally, and you're losing the entire $150 is not going to cover you, folks. It's not like, oh, I'm making money here because somebody threw up in my car. No, it's a big, big negative, right? Got to see this as a business. It's infringing on your operating time to make money. Number 4, cuatro. Decline offers for cash-only rides. By the way, I'm super, super excited. Busy planning next year, summer, July. We're doing 8 European countries. Right, my kids are all super stoked. We're going to do a full-on amazing Europe trip. 8 countries. Kids are going crazy. Number 4, decline offers for cash-only rides. Number 4, decline offers for cash-only rides. Listen, if I'm at Coachella, like I was 3 years in a row, and all these people came up to me, $300, $400. You think I'm going to decline a cash offer? People said, oh, we're trying to get away from this party, or we're trying to get to that after party. It's $400. And I see 2 or 3 people that are pretty well dressed or whatever. I'm taking that cash. That's just me, right? Yeah. Are you supposed to decline them? Yeah, I guess you're supposed to decline them. But because I have my TCP license, because I am licensed to do that, I can take cash. I can say, well, you know what? These people didn't order the trip through the Uber. They wanted to. They couldn't get an Uber or a Lyft, but they approached me with a cash offer. Now, I have to have the savvy, because there's a big concert, a lot of people. Is this the right time and place with my library license to do that type of transaction? Do I feel safe? Now, if this is some remote individual coming at you out of the dark and say, hey, I'll give you $100, just drive me up there. Probably not. Officials in Las Vegas warned of an emerging rideshare scheme targeting people at McCarran International Airport. It could appear in other high-demand areas too. This scam involves people posing as Uber or Lyft drivers and offering cash rides to waiting passengers. This is the driver offering a cash drive. I see. Well, that's dangerous. A driver often has a ride-sharing company decal in the window and claims that a passenger just canceled a trip, leaving them with an available vehicle. Since customers see these cars in areas reserved for ride-sharing pickups, they don't usually become suspicious. The catch is that drivers say they can only transport customers for cash fares. Additionally, many of these people do not work for a legitimate ride-share company. Now, I've seen countless of those type of drivers at Coachella. They're on the Uber and Lyft parking lot, and they're hustling riders for cash trips. So it is true. Drivers do this as well. But if a rider is coming up to me, a passenger, it's a concert, and they're going to offer me cash, and there's 2, 3 girls, 1 or 2 guys, and I have a TCP license, I'm taking the $500. So apps that will keep you safe when ride sharing with Uber or Lyft. A similar Uber scam happens when a driver insists there's an app outage preventing a rider from paying with their card. They then demand cash to complete the trip. However, cashless travel is one of the main perks of using a rideshare company. If a driver says a journey can only happen if you provide physical money, that's a big red flag. Awareness could prevent an Uber scam. There are some common examples of rideshare schemes, but not an all-encompassing list. A good practice is to remain aware of anything not quite right about your dealings with a driver or some asserting themselves as a company representative. Rideshare Warrior, where to get a TCP license? How much? $800 to $1,200, 60 days. It's in California. Where do you get it? The best guys, by far, are these guys. They do all my TCP stuff. When you feel uncertain about an experience, consider contacting the rideshare company directly to get clarification and report your concerns. Alternatively, the best way to stay safe is sometimes to decide against using a rideshare company altogether. That is true. That's especially true if something has already made you suspicious. It's never a good idea to potentially sacrifice your well-being for quick and accessible transportation. Now, the writer of this article is more pro-rider, pro-passenger. sort of reporting that the drivers are running most of the scams. Truth is, after being in this business for so many years, I can tell you that writer got this article wrong, because I would say it's 80% the other way. 80% of the shenanigans do not initiate from the driver. They initiate from people pretending to be passengers, or riders on the platform misusing the platform. Good point. Thomas, San Diego Rideshare Pro says, sometimes the Uber app does crash, therefore cash or Venmo is necessary to complete the ride. 100% correct. 100%. Andrew Nelson says, how do you all politely offer a vomit bag if you think someone may need it? Hey, it's pretty easy. If you see a drunkie in your car, say, by the way, if you feel like throwing up, I have vomit bags. It's as easy as that. Just don't vomit on the carpets or on the seats. I do have vomit bags. I've done it before. A girl used it. It worked, right? Rideshare Warrior, thank you, and happy belated birthday. Thank you. Like I said, I'm 21 plus 32, turned sweet 53 today. So that's it over here, friends. I've covered all the topics. We have 56 people in the house. If I could squeeze out another 5 likes, make it 56, I'll be a very, very happy man. Anybody that hasn't smashed that like button, please do it. I am literally out of here in the next few minutes. Today, sad story out of, thank God nobody died. Thank God nobody died. But San Bernardino, which is a bit of a rough area at times. Thank you very much. We've got 56 likes. Now, this happened in San Bernardino. And as this thing loads, let me just say, the driver made a big, big mistake, right? So it was a shootout. The car was hit. The passengers and the driver, somebody shot at the car, at the rideshare vehicle. There were passengers inside the car. This happened in San Bernardino. Right, there it is. Right? Now, I'm going to not go through the entire story, but long story short. The driver takes the riders to Pacoima and completes the trip. He's been shot at. The windows are shot at, right? The first thing you do, idiot, sorry, I got to call you an idiot. You call 911. Somebody just shot on my car. Don't worry about dropping off the riders first and then contacting the police. Here, time is essential. Location is essential. Your car just got shot up. You survived. Your passengers shot up. What does this driver do? And please feel free to comment, right? I'll leave the link. What did this driver do? The driver continued the trip and dropped them off. The driver kept going to his destination, Pomona, dropped off the passengers before driving to the westbound 10 freeway, and then he called the police to report the incident. The police officer says anyone who encounters a similar situation should not keep driving. Drivers are advised to get a safe location and call 911. Your car's just been shot up. You survived. Your passengers survived. Get off the highway. Get on 911. Get your passengers on 911. What did this fool do? What did these riders think? The riders, take us to the destination first before you call 911. No, you call 911. Hey, this happened right here, right now. I need help right now. Interview my riders. Interview me. Very, very, very poorly. I've never seen something handled so poorly, right? So I'm sorry, driver, that I'm attacking you like that, but you handled this so poorly, right? So poorly. That's a crazy driver, dude. Time DJ, exact crazy driver. So it's like, listen, your car gets shot, your windows, you have bullet holes in your car. I know that feeling from South Africa. I've had few cars that got shot up, right? Shot up, survived, right? I know that feeling. I'm going to the police station. I'm calling 911. I'm not driving around doing my business. Oh, at the end of the day, or maybe I call 911. Oh, let me go just to Pomona and drop off my riders, and then I'll go and call 911. No, you do it there and then. Shit, this just happened, 911. I'm at this location. I just got shot at, blah, blah, blah. Come out now. Police will show up. Police will investigate the bullet holes and do their forensics and their photos. No, it's more important to complete the drip. So, you know what? I got to get that money from those Pomona riders. Stupido. 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 Dumb as effing pig shit. God. Window was shattered. No injuries reported. But no, drive on, drive on, drive on. We're going to complete this trip. I've got to make this money. Got to take them to Pomona. Dude, for 15 extra bucks that you're going to make? Stupido. Stupido, stupido, stupid, stupid. Dummkopf. Dumm. Dumm in Dutch. Dumm of Deutsch. Not a smart driver. Thomas! Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Signing off. And we'll get that course going, the private chauffeur. I'm going to use, you're going to see Thomas in the video with his smart Schwab outfit. You'll see him. He's going to be in the video, and David's going to film, and David's going to edit, and we're going to make a killer course, private chauffeur. How to become the world's best private chauffeur. Featuring Thomas Gibson and Torsten Kunert, the rideshare professor. But again, seriously, driver, seriously? Seriously? You're on the 10 freeway, people shoot at your car, shatter your windows, you have riders, passengers in the car, you survive, they survive. Oh, now I'm going to take these riders to Pomona so I can finish the trip and get paid. Come on, dude. Come on. Seriously? And then how many minutes later or how many hours later did you call 911? At that point, you don't even know where it could have taken place, because when you're driving and your windows shatter, oh shit, I need to get off the next exit here. I need to look, I need to specify the location. I need police backup. I need to be safe. I need to call 911. They will get to your car within minutes. No, let me keep on driving down the 10 freeway. Police, where did this happen? Oh, I can't remember. I cannot remember. Yeah, I remember the gunshots, and I remember, yeah, my windows, right? Dude, don't be a Darakoshawi all your life, right? Use some intelligence. Don't be Darakoshawi. Have some intelligence, call 911, pinpoint the location, and maybe the police get an arrest. But now you're happily driving down the 10 freeway to drop your clients off in Pomona to get your money, and you don't know where this took place. The vehicle was towed away from the freeway by the CHP officers because they need to examine it here. But officials do not have information on who may have opened fire on the vehicle, and no further details were immediately available because the arsehole failed to report this important incident. There we go. Thank you, Ray. I mean, listen to Ray. You need to pull your ass over and call the police where you are. Some fool could be driving around, dropping people off, killing people. You might be the difference between saving a life and causing someone to be murdered. Report the crap. Oh no, it's more important to check in with my app. Where do I need to take this guy? Oh, Pomona. I need to get my 17 bucks. Okay, so I'm going to be making a video about the quick stick. That's my daughter, Gwen. So I'm going to be making a video about the quick stick because this is, in my eyes, a very simple device created by a driver, has lights at night. You can tell the driver, you can tell the rider, hey, You see the green light, see the red light, see the blue light, see my number plate, that's me. So that you can identify yourself, right? So I'll make a cool video about that. You're going to like it. I had a good conversation with this guy, the creator of this. He has a patent, and I do want to support him because I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great deterrent. Now, yeah, rideshare road warrior, why didn't the passengers report him? Exactly. I mean, seriously, passengers? Were you in on this? What deal did you have going with the driver? Or maybe did the passengers influence the driver? Oh, no, take us home. Take us home. No, we don't want to be part of this. Were they too scared? No, sorry, passenger, this happened. We need to report it now. Now. We're pulling off the highway. We're getting police support now. Don't have the passenger influence you. Oh, take us home. Take us to Pomona first. Let's complete the ride first. Stupid. California Highway Police Officer Jimenez, right? He's got the training. He knows what he's talking about. This police officer knows what he's talking about. He says, anyone who encounters a similar situation should not keep driving. Drivers are advised to get to a safe location and call 911. I did that several times in South Africa. I got to a safe location. I would say I got shot at, machine gun fire or 9mm fire, and I would call the location and the police would come to me. And then the police would escort me out safely. I didn't want to end up with 6 or 7 bullet holes in my chest or in my head, right? Same for the people there. Unacceptable. Gig Life says, great advice. It is. Eric D's in the house. Now, Triable says, I finally finished paying off my van. I want to congratulate you on that. That's completion. You see, completions. How do you feel about that, right? You feel good. I finally finished paying off my van. It's a completion. It's a success. You feel good about it, right? There's a pride there. Samuel Moreira, in the house. In the house. Muhammad Khalil, peace out. So I appreciate you all. I got to get some sleep. Long day ahead. And I do want to sort of celebrate the last 2 hours of my birthday with the family. They're upstairs. And a lot of exciting things to report. Been extremely busy the last few weeks. A lot of exciting things. Now that I'm back in the swing of things, I will give you a full rundown. Profeta Ultima Lamara, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to everyone for your kindness, for your kind words, for your birthday wishes. You rock. And like I said, I feel 21 plus 32. I don't see myself as a 53-year-old. Having fun, enjoying life, every day to its fullest. Every 24 hours, we need to enjoy life. Kevin B says, happy birthday, brother. I say, thank you, brother. Johnny, be good, is in the house. All of you, thank you. And I'm going to go upstairs and actually drink a glass of champagne or a glass of wine to you. I'm going to go upstairs with my wife. Of course, I'm going to toast my wonderful wife and my wonderful family, but I'm also going to make a toast. When I'm upstairs, I'm going to make a toast to you, right? Because without you, this channel would not be here. Without you, I wouldn't be motivated fighting for these things. So, you certainly influence the direction of this channel, right? It's like you guys are definitely at the steering wheel. I might be changing the gears and putting in a transmission and adding synthetic oil, but really the people behind the steering wheel are my subscribers. So I salute you, being an old army boy. I'm going to go out, enjoy my birthday now, and I'm going to make the best of the last 120 minutes because I've got exactly 120 minutes left, and then I'm 53 years old in one day. So I want to enjoy the next 120 minutes to the fullest. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Please be safe out there. Be vigilant. Keep that 360 radar. Never, ever be like Darako Shashawi. Never be like this fool. always be a step ahead of this fool, okay? Never, ever follow this idiot's advice, right? By the way, this is Dara Khosrowshahi, right? Are you Dara? Yeah, I thought so. That's Dara. All right, guys, have a good one, and get those dash cams, maybe some pepper spray, maybe go and watch a few videos on self-defense, educate yourself, stay healthy, do your stretches, get your sleep in there. Don't drive 10, 12 hours around the clock and burn yourself out, right? You need to refresh, you need to get some quality sleep in there, and I'm going to end my video the way I started it off, and that is always tap into your inner child. Never let go of that little child inside of you, that little boy or that little girl, right? Always be playful, always be youthful, always be on the ball, 100% energy. Don't become crusty, don't become angry, don't become senile, don't become, someone you're not. Just tap into that energy and be yourself. You're the best. I appreciate you all. Take care.